What's up, everybody? It's Wednesday night, and it's time for the season finale of Super Geeked Up!
Woo!
Yeah!
Oh.
Yes.
All right, what's up, everybody? My name is Jeff. Thank you for joining us. This is your weekly geeky pop culture show. If you've never seen us before, we talk fun, geeky topics and play geek-themed improv games with some awesome guests. Thank you very much for joining us. There is a live chat going on. We would love to hear from you. We will share your comments as we do the show, and you can also tweet us at Super Geeked Up if you prefer. I'm joined by two special guest co-hosts from Social Cosplay, Lisa Borsotti, and from HooPod, Blair Beveridge.
Hey,
Hello.
What's up, guys?
Hi, guys. Hi, guys.
Hello. So happy to be with you again.
All right, and our very special guest tonight, you may know her from Battlestar Galactica. It's Nicki Clyne. What's up?
Hello, everybody. Nice to be here.
Oh, great to have you here. All right, so we are definitely going to talk with Nikki more in the middle about what she's up to and all the cool projects she's got going on and some conventions you can see her at in the very near future. But we like to kick things off with our Geek Tweet of the Week question, and Lisa has that for us.
And what a geek tweet of the week question it is. So near and dear to my heart. And it was, what sci-fi character would you love to date? And it could be from movies, TV, books, video games, whatever. Who do you want to go on a date with? I kind of want to save mine for last. So I don't know if one of you all have a pressing hot date that you would like to reveal. But I don't know.
I wish I had a pressing
But what
hot
if we
date.
What if we take yours?
Well, then I'll fight
the risk
you.
you're
I
gonna
will
take.
fight you to death. Oh, man.
I have
tell you how
a thought at who it might be.
How devastated she's going to be, man. When I sent her this, she got like so ridiculously excited about this question.
It's true. It's true. So I'm gonna save my boo for last. Blair, why don't you do the honors? Why don't you do the honors?
Well, for anyone who knows me, knows the answer for me is Rey. I absolutely love the character of Rey from Star Wars. She is the beacon that is carrying the Star Wars brand into the future. She's badass. She doesn't, Rey. Yeah, Rey. If I can't articulate it, that's when I know.
I understand. You get tongue-tied.
One word. That's all you need. One
Yeah.
word. She is a queen.
It's Rey.
Agreed.
In the live chat, we do have a bunch of people already watching. Listeners made Victor Snyder, Mark's Pile, who says, "Woohoo, SGU." Thank you, sir. And he actually co-hosts my DC Action Hour show with me. And Lister's mate says Jennifer Walters, who is She-Hulk, would be his choice. All right, that's not exactly sci-fi, but I'll totally give it to you. It's fine. I don't care. I guess it's sci-fi in terms of how she becomes She-Hulk in a way. So there you go. And Scorpio says in the chat, easy, Cameron from the Sarah Connor Chronicles. On the outside, pretty as a picture, scary robot on the inside, totally loyal. All right, cool. Excellent choice. And Victor Snyder, hey, there you go. He says 6 from Battlestar Galactica. Yeah, I guess
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, Nikki.
Yeah, let's get Nikki's choice.
Wait, you just threw me off. Who did you say was not sci-fi? Is like superhero?
Yeah,
is that? Are we
fine.
not?
Superheroes are fine. I shouldn't even say that. It's totally fine. Go for it.
I was like, because
do not put these rules around it, man. Love is love.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
love is love.
I'm sorry.
Let's not
but
restrict
I'm
ourselves.
crossing cross genre lovers. Here, I love Loki.
Oh.
I think he was the best part of the Avengers movie, and I could just watch him and everything that he does all day. I think he's awesome. So,
True.
yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Dreamy
Loki's
people.
awesome. Tom Hiddleston is pretty good.
I will fight you all. For Loki.
Well, that was Jeff's answer, so now Jeff.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeff's out of a date. Jeff, what would your answer be? I'm curious.
So as well, Blair and I are both very huge Star Wars fans. I'm not choosing Rey, even though Rey is cool. I'm going more old school. I have two choices. One is Princess Leia, of course, who was actually my first crush as a young lad. Her and Linda Carter from Wonder Woman. And also, but I'm also going to go from the expanded universe of novels and Mara Jade, who winds up marrying Luke actually in the novels, and she is just one of the best characters ever created, I think, by Timothy Zahn, his creator.
Great character, yeah, I love it.
I'm in a very small minority who preferred Callista. Very small.
No, get out of here. No, don't really stay where you are.
It's just me and like the guy who wrote the book, or the lady who wrote the book. We're the only two. Barbara Hanby, I think her name is. But it's just the two of us. We love Callisto over Mara J. The rest of the world agrees with you.
Oh, okay. That's actually unusual. Most of the world doesn't agree with me usually, but.
Can we just take a quick moment to acknowledge that the people in the live chat seem to agree with me on the Loki front, that he's the unsung hero of the Avengers. Thanks, Victor. Appreciate that. He's just misunderstood. See?
Yeah, Mark said that.
So true.
We can please acknowledge the chat. Yes, absolutely.
But isn't every psycho misunderstood? I mean, really?
Hey now.
Oh man, so I guess I should probably reveal my day.
Yes.
It is my turn. So now we'll see, right? If it's what you think it is. My sci-fi boyfriend is, of course, if he has time to get out of the main battery and away from the calibrations, Garrus Vakarian from Mass Effect.
Okay, I was really close.
Were you close? Who did you think?
I thought maybe it would be Commander Shepard, but I figured you played a female Commander Fem Shep. Is that right?
Yeah.
So I didn't. But since maybe you would like to kind of date a male version of yourself, which would be weird. So I didn't know if you would say that.
Well, no. If it was Shepard, I would definitely be dating Fem Shep.
Oh,
but
that's even better. That's even
over
better.
Over male Shep for sure.
Jennifer Hale, thanks you.
Yes, no, it's really she's just she's badass. But no, Garrus is just he's smart, he's capable, great shot, real good head on his shoulders, and he has got your back. He's always got your back. He's there for you. And he's just kind of I've kind of got this like monster thing, I mean, I'm not into Turians generally, but I'm just into him, I kind of want to see like how that all fits
I love
together.
that statement. I'm not into Turians generally. It's like her Tinder
actually
profile.
Kind of something that he says, right? When Garrus is getting when he's getting with Shepard, he's like, I'm not going to pretend I have a human fetish, but you're my best friend. So I'd be like, I kind of turn that back on him, Yeah, back at you, buddy.
Well, then he also, because I played Fem Shep and I did hook up with Garrus in the second one.
Of course you did.
Yeah. And then he talks about like researching how humans and Turians anatomically would work.
Yeah. Well, in the last game, he talks about, seeing what the first Turian human baby looks like. I'm like, whoa, Garrus, what are you talking about? I mean, I know we all about to die, but you just took it like over the line. Okay, that was over the line. Let's bring it back in bounds. I see Garrus getting some love in the chat.
Scorpio
I love
says,
you guys.
Garrus, fuck yeah, my right-hand man for 3 games. There you go.
Boom, headshot.
All right.
I play a sniper, so I'm the headshot guy. So.
So you got Garrus calling you out in the back, like, nice shot.
He's like, hey, dude, can I come along? Nah, I got this. Oh, okay.
Yeah. His
All
voice is great.
Cool, good. Garrus and Loki are both getting a lot of love in the chat. So there you go. Good choices, both of you.
Very good.
Nobody cares about Blair's and our choices, apparently.
No.
Who cares, you guys?
Star Wars is for old guys, I guess.
No, there's nothing like the classics. I love that. I think that's great.
Thank you, Lisa. I'm glad you were.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thanks, Lisa. I feel much better.
It's not pity at all.
Now, I know you got a Star Wars shirt on. I know. Yeah, all right. Well, before you did that look, but
little nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
All right, keep up your choices in the chat, folks. We'll share them, or you can tweet us at Super Geeked Up, particularly if you're watching in post. All right, let's go into our first game. We got a couple cool games we're going to talk about, and then we're going to talk more to Nikki, and we're going to talk about Star Trek Discovery and the Orville, 2 new sci-fi series. So lots of cool stuff coming up. This game is called Universal Translator. It's one of my personal favorites. So how this works is first let me get you guys going in the chat because I need your help before I explain the game. So I need somebody please give me a situation where Chewbacca and Arwen from Lord of the Rings, where they might be, what they might be doing, these 2 characters together, okay? Give me some suggestions in the chat. This will help us out in this game. So, Blair is going to play Chewbacca, and he's going to speak in Wookiee. And Lisa is going to play Arwen, and she's going to speak in what... Well, before we decided it was Arwen, she said she was going to be a French Elvish, so we said it was going to be Frelvish, is what she's going to speak. I don't really know what's going to come out of her mouth. It doesn't really matter, to be honest with you, because it could be anything.
Wow.
I'm so afraid.
Well, because the point of the game is really that Nikki and I are going to be translating what they're supposedly saying, okay? So Nikki is going to translate for Blair as Chewbacca, and I will translate the amazing Frelvish that Lisa will be spouting as Arwen. Okay, so I'm looking at...
You all right, Jeff?
I am. I'm just looking at some of the chat suggestions.
How are you going to choose?
What, like, which one we're going to choose? Let's choose together. So we got a... So, Necrodius is here, by the way. T. Salter. Oh, hey, is that your friend Tom?
Yes!
Yeah, all right, good. Anyway, we got their... hang on. They're in a coffee shop. They found hair in the cream. They're in a pet store. They're locked in the jail cell together. They're in Quark's bar in Deep Space Nine. They're in... Scorpio says a bar on a treetop. Mark said the pet store. All right, I almost kind of... What do you guys like? I almost maybe want to try to combine some of these, but what are you guys feeling?
Swim-up bar in a pet store.
Wait, what in a pet store?
A swim-up bar in a pet store.
Oh, wait, is this like a pool? Is that what a swim-up bar is? Like in a pool?
Yeah, it's in a pool.
And like the bar is on
Have
the
you
edge
ever
of
been
the
to a
pool?
swim-up bar? Yeah, it's you just swim up and
No.
get drinks.
I've never been to a swim-up bar.
Oh,
Oh, Jeff.
I know, it's very
You
sad.
haven't
okay, Jeff.
lived.
that's okay.
And have you never been to a swim-up bar pet store?
No, I have been to that, actually. I just haven't been to a normal
Oh,
swim-up
okay.
bar.
All right.
Right, exactly.
So you're good. You're good.
Catch
We can
the
move forward.
fish, take it home. Yeah.
Okay. Scorpio
We're gonna-
says,
gonna
"Oh, Jeff,
break
so
him, man."
sheltered." That's true, sir. All I do, I just stay in my room and I do the show and I watch Star Trek and Star Wars all day long. That's all I do.
It's true.
Okay. So Mark's in the chat says, "I don't drink and swim. It's too dangerous." Yes, I guess you're not supposed to swim after eating. No, it's after eating, really. Well, I guess you could get drunk and that'd be dangerous too, swimming. But all right, anyway. So we're gonna do a swim-up bar in a pet store. Is everybody cool with that? Yes.
Who's serving these drinks? Penguins?
Mm-hmm.
That was from Chris Hadley. I liked it a lot.
All right, cool.
I
That's
love
good.
it.
Okay, so Chewbacca and Arwen are at a swim-up bar with a pet store. Wait, hang on. So is it a pool and there happens to be a pet store there, or is the pool inside the pet store? Like, does anybody know? Like, how are you?
I think it's like a gimmick that the bar has. That they sell pets, and so they count on people getting drunk and deciding that they need a kitten
Yeah.
to
There you
take
go.
home because they're lonely and drunk.
I like
Okay,
it.
Right?
I like that.
Nice
No, that makes
business
sense.
model.
Makes
Yeah.
total sense.
It's got belly up to the
Shark
bartender.
Tank, here we come.
Let's make this happen.
We could do this.
You heard it here first.
Okay. Okay, so it's Chewbacca, played by Blair, and Arwen, played by Lisa. Nikki will be translating for Chewbacca, and I will be translating for Arwen. And we have Chewbacca and Arwen in a swim-up bar in a pet store. Why don't we have... So, by the way, that's going to work. Blair will say one thing, Nikki will translate right away. Lisa will say something, I will translate. We will go back and forth like that until we come to some ridiculous conclusion that I decide. So,
The pressure.
yeah.
Okay.
Blair, you want to kick us off, and then Nikki will translate?
Okay. Hi. Come here often?
Magovanen, Navriti, Isonivnekin.
Before I translate, can I just say that was really good?
Both of them were.
Just keep
impressive.
speaking.
They're both really good, actually. I almost don't want to
Yeah.
translate.
I got a little bit mesmerized. I was like, oh, yeah. Okay.
You're going to make it dirty.
Yeah.
He totally is.
Okay. You're damn right I come here all the time. Who doesn't like a swim-up bar pet store? All my favorite pets are here. By the way, this water is really warm. Did you just pee in it?
It wasn't me. It was that German Shepherd over there.
Westall, Pedigeladlen, mi van me, prestad men kerik.
Oh yes, that German Shepherd's always peeing in all the lakes in my elvish village too. I can't believe he followed me here.
I will fight the German Shepherd for your honor, and then we will buy some cats.
Amar feig, ni gwenerinath. Dolki nost, amar feig, reg.
I like cats. Blair, it's you. Stop.
I'm sorry, I got a text from my wife. I really shouldn't be here.
Hey, Hanas, ego miger or pedini pithinaniron. Anin uhebin.
Your wife? Oh my God. I thought we had a connection here. You're leading me on. I thought we were going to go on a date and get married and have all these cats and raise a bunch of cats together and have just a wonderful life. And you've totally led me on. You are the worst. I'm crying now. Boo hoo hoo.
There's enough Wookiee to go around.
All right, you know, we're stopping there. That's the best line.
Oh boy.
What was it? What was that?
I thought he was giving me deuces.
You can have two.
Two.
You took it to the right place, though. That's all right.
I didn't know you were that or you're trying to do the Pulp Fiction
Hey. Yeah.
Let's do this.
I would have expected 3, so I would got thrown off by that.
That just doesn't.
My wife is into no.
Wow, who knew Chew? Yeah, Chew is such a player.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
You don't see his game in the movies. You don't know.
No. Broke my little elf heart.
Badass. Rules with Han Solo.
Mark's Pile in the chat says, bad Chewie, heartbreaker hairball.
True story.
Joey Couture, who actually was from HooPod as well, has been on our show recently. He said he came in the middle of it and he's like, I think I missed something. Yeah, he had no idea, I'm sure, what was going on. That was Universal Translator, Joey. That's what that was. Go back and watch it.
It's okay, Joey.
Lisa918 says, elves should definitely own cats. They have the same sort of fuck off on beautiful vibe.
It's true.
That's kind of true, actually.
And pointy ears.
That's right.
You're right. Cats are the perfect pet for an elf. Good point, Lisa. And all right. So anyway, yes, Lisa and Blair, very excellent jobs with the languages, folks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Great job
Very
on the translations.
Yes, awesome translations. That was great.
I'm looking for a job in the UN. Their official Wookiee translator. If anyone knows people.
Sorry.
You're imagining it. That's
you're
what
the
you're
Wookiee
doing.
ambassador to the UN.
Yeah, exactly.
Got a bunch of nerds rolling up, speaking a language. She goes, I got this.
Yeah. There has to be a South Park episode one day where that happens.
It's actually one of my extra nerdy secrets that when I was in college, it's kind of why I picked Elvish. I actually had an online like Elvish language buddy. Like right around the movies came out, I was obsessed. And so I went to this website and they actually had like lesson books and anyway.
So it's like it's Tinder
it's
for
cool.
Elvish
You can laugh.
lovers.
It was like Tinder for Elvish lovers.
Duolingo for
it was it was basically like that. You just like did some little exercise, wrote, practice, and then you could like get on and do a call and practice your language skills. So yep, I can't believe I just admitted that on a live webcast, but hey, this is why it's called Super Geeked Up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, I've said way worse things than that. Don't worry about it.
It wouldn't be super geeked up unless you admitted super geeky secrets.
That's
Exactly.
right.
Fit right in.
Exactly.
In the live chat, in response to your Wookiee ambassador idea, Nikki, Victor says, I can arrange that for you, and that job for you. And Tammy says, please let that happen.
All right. Have your people call my people.
You have people? Awesome.
And Mark says, Lisa, it's okay, we're all geeks here. Hell yeah, we are. That's right, folks.
Heck yeah. Thank you.
And also, Joey, sometimes I ask for people to identify the pictures I have in the background. Joey did it without me even asking. He says, in case you asked, Star Wars, Spider-Man, Back to the Future, and Callie from Battlestar Galactica. Yes, that is right behind Nikki, who plays Callie, folks, if you're just joining us. In Battlestar Galactica, Nicki Clyne is here. And, since that was a great segue you just gave me, Joey.
Well,
thank you, sir.
segue.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for that.
Perfect.
Let's go over and talk to Nikki. And let's actually talk to what some of the stuff she's doing right now. So, because you got a lot of cool stuff going on. You want to start with personal space?
I would love to. So, actually, it's almost exactly a year ago that we filmed Personal Space. It's a sci-fi comedy web series that has an incredible premise. Let's see if I can make this as concise as possible. But basically, there's a generation ship. It's gone out into space. The second generation is about to take over. My character is the commander. And Richard Hatch who, rest in peace, it was actually Richard's last project that he did. So it's also a very special tribute to him. But he played the commander of the first generation, who I'm, taking over from, and he doesn't quite want to let go of the reins. So there's that conflict there. But the premise of the show is that there's a therapy computer, and of course, all the astronauts and everyone is mandated to have these therapy sessions. But what they don't know is that since they left Earth, the mission was sold to a private corporation, and all of their therapy sessions are now being broadcast to Earth as a reality show. So then this therapy computer gets an upgrade to no longer help people quite in the same way, and starts to more instigate conflict. And you can only imagine what ensues with, a bunch of highly intellectual people in a very enclosed space. That's why it's called Personal Space.
Yeah, that's a great concept.
I love it. I really love the idea.
We had so much fun. Everyone involved, from the crew to the writers, are really brilliant and passionate, and brought a very professional kind of tone to the whole production. I was really impressed. I've never worked on something that, it was funded by Kickstarter, a very successful Kickstarter that got funded, and then we shot in September of last year. But I was really impressed by just how professional it was, considering it was pretty low budget.
In the chat, Chris Hadley says, I covered Personal Space for Snobby Robot. Looking forward to watching it. Yes, Chris covers a lot of awesome series. He's awesome.
Thanks for that.
Are you Is it a series? Is it a film? How was it shot?
It's a web series. Sorry if I didn't specify that. It's a web series. There are 24 episodes.
Ooh, nice.
And it's about to be locked very shortly. And we're talking to different networks about distribution. Obviously, Sci-Fi would be, I think, an ideal home, and I still have friends there. Yay! So we're talking to those guys, but it's not all sorted out yet, and we're still trying to figure out the best place to get it out to everyone.
Awesome. Well, I definitely hope you find a home, because it sounds fantastic.
Is there a social media presence for that people can go to?
Absolutely, there is. The Twitter is at Personal Space, and the A in space is an underscore. I don't know if did I send you all those specifications? I think I sent a link to the website. So on the website, it has links to their Instagram, Twitter, Facebook pages. So if you can follow and like there, you'll get all the updates.
And guys, I'll put all those links in the description section underneath this once this is over with, so you can go click on them right there as well. In the chat, Mark says, Personal Space sounds great. Look forward to seeing it. All right, cool.
Yay.
Me too. Yeah,
me
absolutely.
too. We did some really cool zero gravity stuff.
Ooh, really?
That was really what took the longest. I'm like, ooh, does this look like I'm floating? Sorry.
It totally does.
That's the thing about doing these videos, is you see yourself and you're like, well, that's not how I thought I looked.
Did you do that again?
Yeah, we did some really awesome. It wasn't actually. It was in the studio, so that's why it took even a lot of work to go frame by frame and erase all the ropes and the harnesses. I shouldn't have told you that. I should have told you we just really good actors.
They went to filmed it at the ISS, you know.
Exactly.
Kickstarter went really well.
Exactly. I know, beyond our expectations. Yeah. So yeah, I think they, like I said, they just went all out to make it great. And Richard Hatch, I think, does an incredible, powerful performance.
All right. No, I can't wait to see it. Okay, so besides personal space, you also have a site called The Knife.
The Knife Media. So some people may have noticed that you can't always believe what you hear in the news. And myself and a few other talented people have got together a few years ago. We started this project, and we started researching ways that we could analyze the news in a scientific, reproducible way. And we came up with a rating system. So we developed a way to rate articles based on how much they spin, how much they slant, how much they import illogical fallacies or logical fallacies in their writing. And we have a whole website that both brings you the news without the spin and also shows you the main ways that media outlets are distorting the information. So this might be by just, by exposing the spin words, by showing how they're not balancing, the different sides. They're only giving you, liberal media is giving you this, and, the more conservative media outlets are giving you this, and as well as showing what kind of illogical conclusions might be embedded in writing. And we have a whole system of analyzing that comes up with ratings as well as presenting all that information to you in infographics.
Sweet. That's awesome.
So cool. I actually it's so funny because I was not expecting you to say that. And when you said The Knife, I thought, no way, because I was actually just I think it was on Facebook, and I saw something for it and I clicked on it and I thought, this is really, really cool. It's just, it's such a clean site. It just has such a nice kind of interface, and it's very user friendly. And so I think it's so great that that's your thing. I think it's awesome.
Yes.
Very timely too. Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really, we started before this became, fake news was even a thing. Mm-hmm. And now it's really ramping up, and it's like, we gotta catch this wave. And no, we're really excited about it and passionate, and think it's so needed. So please tell your friends and subscribe. And I'm going to be we're going to be producing some social media videos and content that I'll be a part of. So you can look out for that.
First off, on the live chat, Mark says, "Ooh, I like the sound of that. A real no spin zone. Very needed in this day of age when there is so much biased news out there."
Yes.
And where's the website? Where can people find The Knife?
theknifemedia.com.
Easy enough. Great.
Mm-hmm.
Check it out.
Sweet. By the way, folks, if you have questions for Nikki, please feel free to put them in the chat. If you have questions for the rest of us, you can put them in there too. I don't know what you want to ask us, but I'm just kidding.
We're like really boring.
Anyway, we have 2 Comic-Con appearances coming up. You want to tell people where you're going to be?
Yeah, I'm actually all packed up for tomorrow. I'm leaving to Lake Tahoe.
Nice.
Which I know nothing about, except that everyone says it's beautiful. And I haven't seen my mom in a while, so I invited her to come out with me, and she's going to
That's nice.
come visit. Yeah, I'm really excited both to spend time with her and to be at the convention. There's some other really cool guests there. I don't know if I'm going to say her name right. Is it Gigi Edgley?
I never know how to say it either.
Yeah. Okay.
I know who you mean, but
there,
I think sure. I'm going to say yes.
Yeah, I should have brought the list of other guests, but there's a lot of other really cool women. It's kind of a strong women in sci-fi theme. And another guest who is actually a friend of mine is Dominique Swain, who I did a movie with years ago, and I'm excited to see her again. So that should be fun. And then later in October 20th and 21st, I'm doing one in Marlborough. I don't know how to say it. Massachusetts?
Yeah.
No way! I'm from really close to there originally. I actually worked in Marlborough for a time.
Marlboro. I don't know why it's so hard for me to say.
It's hard. Like the R and the L, it just doesn't
all those
doesn't
towns
roll off the tongue.
Yeah, all those
It's
towns.
Marlboro.
not like Elvish. You know what I mean? You can't just. No, it's, it's okay.
Like the Marlboro Man, is that
sort of? All those towns out there are ridiculous.
I didn't even know I had a problem with that, but
like,
okay.
Like they pronounce it looks like Worcester, but
That's
it's
my
Worcester.
secret.
Yeah,
Right.
I went to college in Worcester.
Worcester? You
Yeah.
went to Worcester? All right, nice.
Oh,
Welcome to
Boston,
Worcester.
I didn't know
yes.
you're from Northeast like me. Awesome, that's good.
Yeah, it's wicked cool.
Yeah, and Edward James Olmos is going to be there also, so that's
sweet.
super exciting.
That's
If
nice.
anyone is close by, it's worth the trip. He's amazing.
So, just if you didn't get the names, folks, the one she just talked about in Massachusetts, it's Super Mega Fest. I actually was there a few years ago. I had a really good time there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And then Sci-Fi Fantasy Con is the one in Lake Tahoe, right?
Yeah.
So that's this weekend, right? Is the Sci-Fi
this
Fantasy
weekend.
Con.
Exactly.
And what are the dates? Do you know of Super Mega Fest? Do you happen to know?
I believe it's the 20th, 21st. Whatever the Saturday, Sunday
Of October?
is, yeah.
Okay.
All
All right.
around
Well, you can
the
find that online,
21st.
folks, very easily.
Sorry. I
Um,
didn't do my research.
No, I should have looked it up myself actually. All right, so yeah, definitely go see Nikki at either of those places. Comic-Cons, I love going to Comic-Cons, so it's always a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That's how I met Lisa actually, and
Yes.
that's where I saw Blair in person for the first time too. I think, right, in person. Maybe, maybe not.
yeah.
Online, I don't know.
Yeah, the first time was at San Diego
San
Comic
Diego,
Con.
all right,
So.
good. Cool. All right, and then lastly, but very cool, you have started to do some stand-up comedy, right?
I have.
Yeah, no, you can applaud that, Blair. I think that's the hardest fucking thing to do, man. Like, oh my god,
Seriously.
you got to be.
I was terrified. It's something that I never imagined that I could do. I just would watch comedians and look at them like mythical creatures because it just seemed so abstract and hard. But somehow I got up the courage to get up and do an open mic, and I've done 3 open mics locally so far, and a couple other performances at events, and I really enjoy it. I really admire comedians who can use that platform to kind of illuminate the absurdity of being human and get into issues and say things that are taboo or that we don't like to talk about, to kind of expose our inconsistencies and beliefs and just question things. So I wouldn't say that I'm at that level yet, like Louis C.K. style, not yet. But I really look up to comedians who can do that and to inspire people to kind of connect with new parts of themselves. For now, I'm good with just not completely bombing and or even just surviving being up there. I that's a win for me, but I'm really enjoying it.
That's awesome. Way to go. Yeah.
That's so great.
That's such
Stand up
courage.
is so
Yeah.
it's so hard. I know. I actually kind of have a personal story. It's very limited and so much more limited than what you're doing.
tell
But
us.
so I don't know. So people might not know this, but I'm an attorney as like my day job. And so every year there's an organization here in San Diego called the Volunteer Lawyers Program. And for many years they did a stand up with lawyers in the community to raise money for the organization. And so one year I got asked and I said, sure, I'll do it. And so I got up there and kind of did my stand up and I got a good score. I came in third place,
Oh,
so I
awesome.
didn't win. But,
Nice.
but yeah, so it was fun, but it's terrifying. I mean, you're like,
Yeah.
nobody's gonna laugh at me. I'm gonna go out there and people are gonna laugh because they're uncomfortable for me, and it's gonna be awkward.
It's very vulnerable.
Yes.
I think a lot of people have said to me, oh, well, you're an actor and oh, you're funny. But those two things have nothing to do with getting up there to say like, I want you to laugh at my jokes. Like it's, being spontaneously funny is easy, but getting up and standing in front of an audience that you don't even know, like you don't know what their sense of humor is.
What's
Yeah,
your
it's-
style? Is it observational or?
Yeah, I do. Observational kind of. Some of it is a little dark. Some of it is silly, like about being Canadian or being vegan or, things that I notice of how people are with those things.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Canadian, awesome.
Yeah, represent.
We got a question from Faux Shot
question.
in the chat. Is there any aspect of your stand-up that varies with your audience?
Well, I haven't done it enough to really answer that. Like the open mics that I've done so far, I kind of have my thing that I'm going to say, but I'm learning that different audiences or different material appeals to different audiences. So hopefully I'll get to the point where, I can get a feel for the audience and say, okay, that's not going to work with these guys, and then switch it up. But I think, I have to build my repertoire a little bit.
Nice. That's sweet. Well, I hope you keep doing it. It's awesome. And actually, since you're locally, I could actually see you sometime, perhaps.
I will let you know. I'll totally let you know. Yeah.
I'm so jealous.
All right, before we move on here, I get a screen here, but why don't you tell people, so there on your screen, folks, you can see, so NickiClyne.com, and at Nicki Clyne, pretty easy, on Twitter. It's Nicki, though, is how she spells her first name there, folks.
And Clyne is super weird.
That's okay, Clyne, you're right, that's a little different too, I guess, I suppose.
Yeah.
I'm just so used to it at this point. Cool.
Yeah.
So follow Nikki. You can check out all that she's up to there. All the other links for all our other projects we'll put in the description section. You can check those out, folks. Because I'm dumb, I forgot to put up these tweets earlier from our first geeky question that I had all prepared. So if you want to just take a quick look at those, folks, those are some people who tweeted in about who they would want to date, sci-fi character they want to date. I know you guys can't see this, but the Dezzles had said Q from Star Trek. He says someone who can show me space and time, get me out of trouble, seems to know everything, can change form. Yeah, he can do everything. Tammy Anderson said, sweet. Dr. McCoy per Dax, he has amazing hands. And
Woo!
Yeah,
hello.
Yeah.
We know what they say about a man's hands.
A Bad Wolf on Twitter had said Helen Magnus from Sanctuary. And Chris Vincelette, this was a very actually sweet answer. He said, my wife. You could argue she's not a sci-fi character, but I would argue she is out of this world and too good to be true.
Points.
Yeah.
Points,
That is pure, like too pure for this world. I don't even know what to say. Beautiful. What a beautiful
I am not
movie
worthy,
is.
sir. I am not worthy.
No. Everybody go home. You're all garbage. We are all garbage.
Right.
Fine with me as long as it's with low-key.
In the chat, Scorpio says Tammy always has the best answers. Tammy's actually in the chat, who I just shared the answer with. She had tweeted earlier. And what else we got? Oh, Chris Hadley says, very cool graphics, Jeff. Thanks, Chris. I just did a screenshot of Twitter tweets. That's not really that tough, but thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Top notch work there.
I know.
Jeffer.
Never seen that before.
Great job.
All right, let's talk to these. Very briefly, these other two characters I have on the show. Blair, you want to just tell people briefly where you're up to? I'm going to put a nice little screen for you up on the stuff here for people.
Oh, well, that's very nice of you. Hi, my name is Blair Beveridge. Most of the stuff I'm doing right now is with an internet community called Team Human. This is actually our 3rd anniversary today. Joy Couture, who is in the chat, is one of my co-hosts on HooPod, which is just a podcast that we do for people within the community, people that we think represent what the community is all about, which is about inclusivity, being kind to each other, being kind to animals, and just it's really the best place, the nicest place on the internet. I love them. They are an incredible bunch of people, and we do a podcast for them. So that's generally what I do. I'm in a web series where I play a green guy. There might be season 2 sometime, but for now, we'll just stick with the HooPod.
All right. Awesome. By the way, Chris in the chat said, by the way, they're at HooPod, hoopod.podbean.com, right? This is the actual podcast?
Yep.
Yeah.
That is true.
Chris Hadley says he meant the photos with Nikki and Blair that I put up, not the the tweets. All right, thank you, Chris. I guess that was a little more impressive, I suppose.
Take the compliment.
Yeah, I'll just take it. Thank you.
I'll take it. It's fine.
All right, and we have Lisa. Lisa, you want to tell people where they can find you?
Yeah, I just started a new Instagram and a new Twitter. It's at Social Cosplay. Hoping to just really kind of get into the community a little bit more. It's something that I've always been, interested in, cosplay, video games. There's a lot of kind of exciting stuff going on right now in terms of different voices being heard and in those communities, cosplay at any size, body confidence. It's all stuff I'm really into. So I always look forward to talking with people about it. So come hit me up.
All right, on your screen right now, those are 3 different cosplays that Lisa has done. They're all super awesome. You can check her out. Social Cosplay, that's cosplay with a K. I'm sorry, I know, watching in post. I know you can't see the feed right now.
Look on my Instagram.
All right, fine.
When you guys talk about the shows, I'm going to stalk her Instagram.
Oh, you should do it. They're awesome. Yeah, no, sure, her stuff is awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you're seeing her Zatanna in the middle there. I actually took that photo. That's where I first met her at San Diego.
Yes, that's why I included it. I was very pleased. This whole thing has changed my life. Made new friends. Had this great opportunity. So thank you, Jeff.
Oh, geez. Well, thank you, Lisa, for coming on. You're like one of my favorite people to talk to at San Diego because it was all Mass Effect talk.
It was fantastic. Loved it.
Of course, folks, you can catch us at supergeekedup.com, and all our geeky shows are over there. Please check us out. And hey, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/supergeekedup. If you dig what we're doing, you'd like to help us support us keep doing our geeky shows, we would very much appreciate it. And some of you I know in the chat already are, like Lister's Mate and Victor. Thank you guys for supporting us. Anything helps, guys. Even if you do $1 a month, that's huge. It really helps us out. So thank you. Everybody, thank you for watching, too. That, of course, helps as well. And if you subscribe to us on YouTube. All right. So, all right, yes. Let's go on to our Geeked Up news of the week. Keep the chatting going there, folks, please. Questions, comments, all that good stuff. You can tweet us at Super Geeked Up. Oh, Blair's telling me he can't put Leah. I'm sorry. The YouTube doesn't only lets me.
That's not you. I know.
I know. It's kind of dope. Stupid.
It's fine.
I know why they do
BasicAdventuring101.com for anyone who wants to see it.
Yeah, somebody had asked about the web series he was in, Basic Adventuring 101. There you go. All right, so one of them just premiered. The other one premiered a couple weeks ago, but we have 2 new sci-fi shows. One is the Orville, the other is Star Trek Discovery. We're going to talk about both of those. I am going to ask Nikki about something about Battlestar as we do this, but besides that, you can stalk people, like you said, on the internet.
On it. I'm loving the costumes, Lisa.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Very diverse, too.
Thank you. My husband, Frank, is a really good sport, too. He's my cosplay partner in crime. So
that's amazing. That really is when you can cosplay with somebody.
Yeah,
it's fantastic. And in fact, when I first met him, he had been going to cons for 20 years, something like that, with his family, but he had never cosplayed. And the first year I went to con, I cosplayed and just kind of felt like I'm at home, I'm at home with my people. And then he said, yeah, I want to do some couples costumes. I want to start doing it too. And I thought that's great because it's so much fun. It really is fun.
So cool.
Hey Blair, what couple costumes should we do at San Diego next year?
Wow. Okay. Chat. What couple's costume should Jeff and I do at San Diego Comic-Con this year? I will hold him to it. He live.
Oh, chat.
Can't pull it away.
Someone's got to be a Slave Leia. Slave Leia. I'm calling it right
Jeff.
now.
That's totally Jeff.
Yeah, I've joked about that before, and I've destroyed that image for everybody. I'm sure if I did that, I would destroy it for myself actually because that's my.
You're beautiful, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
All right, thank you, Lisa. You've convinced me. Thank you for that pep talk.
Body confidence.
I'm gonna do it.
I'm doing a Halloween event at a comic book store, and I was thinking about going as Squirrel Girl.
Oh, you should do it. She's super popular.
I think that would be right.
Squirrel Girl cosplays are always so good.
I know.
I saw a great one at Dragon Con I got a picture with. Yeah. Recently.
Yeah.
Dragon Con is like the best con for cosplay.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I keep meaning to go.
We have some good chat ideas coming up here, you guys.
Before I lose it in the chat, let me just share that.
Yeah.
Victor says Orville is amazing. T. Salter says, I don't get why they redesigned the Klingons in Discovery. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But we do have some suggestions for us, right? Joey says, Jeff and Blair can do Flotsam and Jetsam of the Little Mermaid. Who were they? Were they fish?
I can
Who
see
were
it. I
they?
can see it.
They were eel.
No,
They were
Joey.
eel.
Eel?
The two eels, Ursula's little eel minions.
Okay. Oh, okay, that's great.
They're little.
Yes.
They're like that creepy voice.
Oh, Lister's mate. Oh no. We will not be having both of us in a horse costume.
Horse costume.
No.
I'll be the back.
No.
It's fine.
Well, you're gonna get the ass end twice then.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Tammy.
I like the Mercy and Farah though. Mercy and Farah is pretty
from
cool.
Overwatch. Yeah,
That's
I don't play Overwatch, so I don't know who those characters are. But
Well, you got to fix that, man.
I tried. I tried doing a demo. It's here. First shooters are not my thing. They're just not my thing.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
I've tried. I also get killed 2 seconds in. Like I'm the fucking worst at those kind of games.
I was too when I started, though, Jeff. No, for real. I don't play first-person shooters, and I was god awful when I started the game. It's some, if you like it and you get some time in, you can get better. You definitely can. It's totally
I'm not very good at shooters either,
Lisa,
but
you
this
need to be
game.
like my personal life coach motivator because you're so inspiring.
There you go.
Baby, I will pump you up every day, baby. Life is good. Life is good. All you guys in the chat, life is good. Don't forget that. Don't forget that.
Tammy says.
I don't know.
Tammy says,
Lisa.
I love it. We should mash up Supergirl and a Slave Leia, Jeff. That's not a bad idea.
Ooh.
There's some good mashup. I saw a great Chun-Li Wonder Woman mashup at DragonCon, actually. Somebody saying Britney. Oh, Pierre is Britney Spears. Okay.
I could maybe do the K-Fed days. That's about all I can pull off. Sorry, guys.
K-Fed.
I got the wife beater and the like food on my shirt, and
so I get to be the girl in all of these. That's fine. I'm 100% fine with that. It's fine.
There you go.
All right, you can keep these ridiculous things coming, folks. I knew
this is great stuff.
As soon as we said it, I knew everybody was going to go crazy.
Jeff, we should just reenact things from Tara Lynn's stories, like Willy Willies and stuff like that.
Exactly. But yeah, Squirrel Girl, Nikki, Squirrel Girl. That's a great idea.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Okay, let's get back on what we're supposed to be talking about.
Stay on target.
Pull up.
Okay, let's start with Star Trek Discovery. Premiered this Sunday on CBS. The rest of it, you'll have to subscribe to CBS All Access if you are here in the States. If you are in England or Australia, you watch it on Netflix. If you're in Canada, I guess you're watching it on Space.
Space, yes.
So anyway, okay, so it's funny. I'm a huge Star Trek fan. TNG and Deep Space Nine are my 2 favorite series of all time. I made a post the other day about my thoughts about this, which weren't very positive. And I'll say about 50 I got a lot of responses. About 50 of them did not like it with me. The other 50 liked it. So for my feed, it was about split, which I'm not surprised about, actually. I kind of expected the series to be fairly divisive in what they did. So let me go to you, Lisa, because I actually don't know your thoughts. Blair told me a little bit before. What did you... First off, are you a Star... No, actually, I don't think... You haven't really seen a lot of Star Trek, you said, right? Before this, is that right?
No, I mean my experience is limited. I mean, I've seen a few of like the really old like original episodes, and a couple episodes of Next Generation. But I have seen all of the new rebooted movies, which I enjoyed. But that's kind of my experience. Pretty limited.
Okay, well, what did you then? That's interesting. What did you think about the Discovery pilot?
I liked it. I on the whole I liked it. I don't think it was flawless by any means, but I think it was definitely worthy. My particular just kind of quibbles with it. I thought that the Klingons, there was a little too much Klingon monologuing. I don't know if it was a little heavy-handed, and I just kind of feel like right off the bat they're very unrelatable on the whole. I mean, there's just I don't see really a lot of motivation, but maybe that's because I don't have a lot of background, right? I don't have any history about what's going on with these people, right? I'm coming in like totally kind of blank slate. But I thought the production value was really high. I think it kind of is in keeping with those new movies. It looks really slick. And I would watch Sonequa Martin Green in anything. I absolutely love her and think she's fantastic. I thought she was a total powerhouse in the show. So on the whole, I really liked it. I only did get to watch that first episode, but I've got a week's free trial of CBS Access. So I'm going to go back and watch the second one. And I'm still debating on whether I want to keep it, though. Whether I keep the access just to watch that show, I'm not sure.
Yes. Actually, I want to talk, after we discuss this, I want to talk about kind of that whole new method here we're
Yeah.
getting into and watching things. Blair, as I go to you and get your thoughts, Lister's Mate says though, that we should go as Peter and Lois Griffin from Family Guy as our cosplay.
Done. I like it. I think that's good. I liked Lawsuit and Red Tape as well. I thought that was a pretty good one too.
All right. What did you think about Discovery?
I think our views are very similar. The positives I will give it. First of all, filming in Toronto, love that. And I agree, the production value on it was very high, and I was really impressed by what it looked like visually. I actually didn't mind a lot of the actors as well. I think the actors did a pretty good job on the roles. It didn't feel like Star Trek to me. I didn't like, her name's Michael, I believe.
Yeah, the lead character.
Yeah.
Michael, yeah.
I've never seen a first officer so disrespectful to a captain in a Star Trek thing ever.
And Michelle Yeoh, damn it. You got to respect Michelle Yeoh.
It really bothered me. The Klingon
Hey,
stuff.
Blair, come here.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Like the Klingon stuff I agree with, and you covered most of the points. I think it was just a little much. It was kind of Klingon-y. I don't know why you changed the look that much. But my bigger issues were with Michael, the character of Michael. I did not. I liked her at the beginning. I thought it was a great setup with Michelle and the mentoring thing, and I'm like, oh, this is great. And then when she turns on her, and yes, I understand the backstory, et cetera, I didn't like that. And who allows a first officer to leave a bridge in the middle of a red alert? I mean, even if it's relevant, come on, that would never happen. I had issues with the writing, basically, is what it comes down to. I don't think the people working the job were doing bad work. I just think the people, the story, the plot, how it rolled out, I didn't like any of that.
Let me share some chat things here. Scorpio says, based on kind of what you were saying, I don't know how they dug themselves out of the hole they dug their main character into, but I guess that's why you gotta watch. Kind of, I think, about what you just said there with her insubordination. Scorpio also said the best part of Discovery was the proceduralism, very politics in space, at least the leadership tried to be. And Mark says, I think there was pacing issues and dialogue issues, but has a lot of potential. The $5 million episode they spent showed in high production value. I didn't know that's how much they spent on it. I can believe it for sure.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Tammy says, I wasn't sold on Discovery. It felt a little like they were trying a bit too hard. My husband liked it visually and was okay with the whole Klingon pre the original series. If you don't know, folks, this show is set about 9-10 years before the original series with Kirk and company. So Lanier in the chat says it's too shiny or shinny.
No, it's too shinny.
Shinny.
It's too shinny.
What's shinny? Is that shiny?
It's
like in
it's
Irish.
shiny. In the
He did say shinny.
No, I'm
right?
a Highlander. It's shinny.
Ah, shinny.
I don't know.
All right.
Somebody stop me. Cut
also,
the mic.
For me, though, it also starts behind the 8 ball because I don't like prequels. I don't think prequels never need to happen. Yeah. I don't care. That's a me opinion, but I just don't care.
I'll say, I don't think here. I will say, I was thinking about when you said that the other day and in the car today. I realized that the show Spartacus, if anybody saw that on Stars, the second season was a prequel season because their main actor actually got cancer and they were trying to give him time to get better. So they did a season without him, and that was actually amazing. Like that's the one show I can think of that the prequel season was awesome. But outside of that, you're right. I generally don't think prequels are necessary. As you said, I don't really need to see how we got there. Let's just go. So I wish they set this show in the 25th century, like 100 years ahead of Next Generation and Deep Space Nine and all those. And then they could have done the same storyline that they want to do right now and not have any worry about things not matching up, about why all the technology is so much more advanced than the original series, even though it's before that. Like, that's all they had to do. Set it in the future, and you can do whatever you want.
Yeah. Anything is possible. Yeah, I don't know.
Particularly their last series, Enterprise, was a prequel, and that is absolutely the least well-received show of all the Star Treks up to this point before Discovery. So I don't know. They already tried that, and it didn't really work. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure why they chose that. I'm with you. Sorry, keep in the chat, folks. I'm trying to keep an eye on that for anybody there's people talking about lens flares in the pilot. Yeah, like you, Blair. My biggest issue was, as a lifelong Trek fan, it didn't feel like Star Trek to me. I watched it with that wasn't Star Trek what I just watched. That whole quick cutting, shaky cam stuff doesn't fit Star Trek for me. It fits other shows like 24 very well, I feel. I don't know. I think my main issue, though, is it's a war story, is what they're telling. And that's just me personally, what I don't want to see. I'm not interested in seeing that right now. I want to see a more hopeful, idealistic type thing, which is kind of back to the Gene Roddenberry, origins of Star Trek. Now, plenty of people want to see that kind of a story, and I get that. That's great, and and I hope you guys keep enjoying it. For me, though, I don't think this show is going to give me what I'm looking for right now out of that kind of a series, which is fine. I think I'm actually glad that there's some people love Discovery, other people are loving Orville, so there's something for everyone, right? I think that's good that there's obviously different.
So, Jeff, can I ask you a question then?
Sure.
So, do you like the new movies? Are you a fan of the new movies?
The rebooted movies, Star Trek movies?
Yeah.
Yes and no. I thought the first and third ones were pretty good. I enjoyed them. The Beyond, the most recent one, is actually my favorite of them. Into Darkness, I couldn't stand Into Darkness because it was a retelling of Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan, basically. Which again, I don't want them to retell things. I want them to tell new stories. So I'm kind of divided on the new movies. They're fine. I've enjoyed some of them. I haven't enjoyed others.
Okay.
Again,
I'm kind of wondering if there's like a correlation. You know what I mean? Like hearing you speak, I'm kind of wondering if there's a correlation between where you are as a fan in Star Trek and what your exposure is and kind of what you're more drawn to in terms of the stories being told. Just kind of thinking about my experience versus your experience versus Blair's experience, right? And I feel like almost I'm seeing maybe kind of a trend that people who are maybe newer to the fandom are responding more to Discovery and like it more, that are bigger fans of the newer movies. I mean, I don't know. I'm just spitballing here, but it's just something I'm kind of picking up on.
I think it's a fair point, actually. I think that kind of hits the nail on the head. For me, the Next Generation is the pinnacle of the Star Trek world, and the whole premise of that show was discovery and science and learning. And yes, they had the odd bit of battle in there, but that was never the focus of the show, and it was never what the crew went for. And like Jeff, I think I have a very similar opinion where I liked the hope of the show. I'm a Star Wars fan who loves Star Trek as well. I know that's very rare, but what I loved about Star Trek was it always painted a hopeful picture for me. And let's be real, Trek's a little bit more realistic than Wars in terms of what may actually happen, at least to me. No, that's me. That's me.
Yeah.
Okay. But so that's kind of where I went with that. But I think your point is strong. If someone had never had that background, they may be taken to Discovery a little bit more.
I want to, by the way, Tammy says she loves both Star Trek and Star Wars, as do I. There are plenty of us out there, I think, who do love both. I think, you know what? I think that is a great point, Lisa. Though it's interesting, some of the people on my feed said actually they are like lifelong Star Trek fans and they really like Discovery. So there are some people out there who definitely do like this series a lot who have been for Trek from a while.
Yeah, it's good.
Let me go over to Nikki here. I know you haven't seen it, but some people have actually, on my feed at least, have related Discovery storyline. I know we're really early now, but to Battlestar Galactica in a feel, in a way. How do you remember? How was Battlestar Galactica like? I know now it's very critically acclaimed and fans love it. Was it that way from the very beginning? Do you remember? Or
definitely not. No, there were a lot of diehard, original Battlestar Galactica fans who refused to watch it, and it took them years to finally come around and I think recognize that it was a different show. It wasn't meant to replace the old show. It wasn't meant to be a continuation. They called it a reimagining. And I think once people gave it a chance and saw that it was, a completely different production and story, it told a different story at its core, then I think people became open to it. But it took a while. It took a while.
Thank you for sharing that. That's actually very interesting to hear. By the way, Mark's just said, remember the haters of the female Starbuck? Oh, there were a lot.
Absolutely. Yeah, there were a lot. And Boomer.
But then it seems like people came around, right, and loved Katie. Yes.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're very fortunate that, the writing was so great and the production and everything, everyone came together, and what's not to love,
As someone, who's actually the actor on the show, and the rest of you guys, did that I guess when that was first happened, did that bum you guys out? Or did you just kind of say like, well, I know we're making a good show, we're just going to stick with it, and hopefully they're going to come around? Or like, how did you guys? Did you not really pay attention to that? Like what at the time, or?
Yeah, well, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. Edward James Olmos would kind of, he was similar to his character in that he'd have these kind of come to Jesus speeches with us about how this was going to change our lives. And I was young and kind of cynical, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. I really.
Edward, you're going on again.
Yeah, totally. So dramatic, whatever.
You don't even know.
No, yeah, and I just had no clue. I had no clue about even the whole sci-fi community. But also, I really do think Battlestar was unique compared to, there were a number of other shows being filmed in Vancouver at the time. There was like Stargate, Andromeda, before that X-Files, things like that, which are obviously quality shows. But I think Battlestar kind of like took sci-fi to a new level in terms of really having deep characters and tackling important, relevant issues. And so in terms of people rejecting it because of the old show, that wasn't so much a concern. People on set were pretty convinced that what we were doing was good. I just had no clue because I just didn't know anything. I was like 20, so I just didn't know anything about anything. But I grew with the show, and it was just very fortunate.
Yeah, looking back at like when it premiered, I realized that you were really young when you started on that show.
Yeah, I know, and I look the same.
You do. Like, it's amazing how.
It's not a bad thing.
No, you age.
I'm like, he's saying she's real. I'm like, she is really young.
I know, but
what am I missing here?
She is. She looks the same. She looks exactly the same, right? But she was very, very young.
No, it was 13 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Started, so. Yeah.
No, you're right. You do. You look exactly the same. It's amazing. It's like you're a Cylon or something, right? You don't.
I think so. Benjamin Button / Cylon something. Yeah.
By the way, in the chat, Victor says, everyone always loved Callie. And Mark says, agree with you, Victor. Callie was a fave of mine on the show. So there you go.
It's funny that you say that because there's this amazing comic that if I can find it and send it to you guys, I will. Where it's like everybody is on the couch watching Battlestar and they're all hating on Callie. They're like, oh, Callie's so whiny. Oh, Callie this, Callie that. And then Callie goes out the airlock. Spoiler alert, sorry. But anyway, then I think by now...
I think in the chat they've already said it about, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Callie goes out the airlock, and then everyone's like, Callie! So it's like, they loved hating on her, but then when she was gone, everyone was really upset. So I think that was somewhat universal, although I appreciate the people who stuck with her, throughout her bouts of madness.
And we'll get back to folks to Discovery Orville in a second. I want to ask you one last thing because I actually read this on Wikipedia today, but you'll tell me if it's true or not. On there it said, I was looking up your character, that Callie was originally supposed to be like a bit part and killed off right away after like one episode or something, but they liked what you were doing so much that you became a much more important character. Is that true?
As far as I know, that's true. But I didn't hear it directly from anyone either. I think actually the reason people know that is apparently it's on one of the DVD commentaries.
Ah.
Oh, okay.
So I'm
like
doing a very bad job in my knife media hat because my sourcing is not very solid. But I seem to remember that in the third episode, when I, is it the third episode where I get shot? The episode where I get shot, I was supposed to die, and I survived. I think that they liked that character brought kind of a really relatable person, like with Starbuck and Six, like you just, even Boomer, like they're so badass and hardcore, and they're amazing, but they're not like, I've heard a lot of people say, oh, Callie, like she's like someone I would hang out with in high school. And I think that the producers really liked that aspect of the character, and I guess wanted to keep her around. So
that's awesome.
I mean, I'd love to take credit for it, but I really don't know.
I'll give you credit for it. It's fine.
Okay, thank you.
In the chat, Lisa W918 says Callie was the one who always asked why this doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And Party Boy in the chat says Battlestar helped me get through my long road to recovery. Well, that's really that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that.
Good for you.
Cool. All right. So okay. So anyway, back to something you said though. Then that's interesting. That's what Battlestar was kind of that version was reimagining a different series. So maybe that's a way to look at Discovery in a way, right? That it's a different imagining of Star Trek.
Yeah, I think it's hard because if Star Trek is something that you grew up with, you have all this like nostalgia factor too and with so much having changed over the years with technology and what even television brings to people's lives, I think it's so hard to compare. You kind of have to pretend it's a new show that just happens to have the same name.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. Which is fine. Like, I'm actually okay with that. Like, again, this Star Trek show I don't think is the thing for me, but I'm cool that it's going to be the thing for somebody else, lots of other people. Because I'm going to talk about in a few minutes. There is a show that is the thing for me now that we're going to talk about in a minute. Well, let's talk about briefly so CBS All Access. All right, so people have to subscribe to their online service to be able to see the rest of Star Trek. Obviously, as a way to try to launch that, Star Trek is a smart way to do that because it has so many fans. I mean, what do you guys think about in terms of that? I guess for in terms of just the future of how people watch things. I mean, so like imagine that if every network starts doing that, and I'm just going to use $10 as a round number. I know they're not all that much, but Netflix is around that. So if you pay $10 for CBS, and then you pay $10 a month for NBC, and then you pay for the CW, right? Like at one point you're almost paying, I guess. Are you really saving any money from what cable is right now? Like if you have to subscribe to every single network to get their specific shows, and that's the only place you can get it. And is that, I don't know, do you think that's the way things are going to go?
It's the response to cord cutters. I mean, they got to still get paid, right? So this is the model that they're using. I think it was inevitable when you had Netflix come in and they blazed a trail, and everybody else is going, oh, that's cool, let's do that too. If people want to cut their cord and not have 50 channels they don't like, and it was like, well, if you really want this one, then you have to get this service. And it's getting to the point now where it's also starting to get a little ridiculous. Like Disney's got their own version coming out, and I'm pretty sure they'll yank the Marvel shows from Netflix when that becomes a thing. And you got all these channels doing likewise. I mean, you can't blame them. I mean, people have to get paid. Artists have to get paid. The money's got to come from somewhere. And if people are cord cutting, then you got to make up that revenue.
So do we have some cord cutters here? Like, are any of you guys cord cutters?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Because I'm a full cord cutter. We got rid of our cable 2 months ago, and we're really happy. And so I think that I think everything that Blair is saying is true, but I think there is a little bit more nuance because I think, first of all, there are always going to be shows that will draw you to a network or a streaming service, right? So, for example, when I found out that they were making The Handmaid's Tale, I got Hulu. I didn't care how much it was going to be. I didn't care, what was going to be on there. I was getting Hulu because I was watching that show. And I think there's always going to be people like that. There's also going to be people who are going to wait it out, right? So I was actually just reading a Forbes article about this, and it was specifically talking about Discovery. And he was actually using movies as an example, Wonder Woman, right? So now everything is phased, right? So the movie comes out, you can see it. There's people who are going to be there opening night. You wait a little while, right? Then it's going to come out. It's going to come out on, it's on Google Play, right? You can buy it, you can, rent it streaming, and then it comes out on the actual physical media. And then several months from now, probably early next year, you'll probably be able to watch it on HBO or something like that. And so the author's point was, I don't think that the these networks are going to monopolize it, that eventually people will be able to watch the show that they want. It is eventually going to come to the platform that they want, but they're just going to have to wait for it. That the CBS access is going to be for people who need to and want to see that show right when it comes out on that day. And for everybody else who's like I think I'm probably going to be in that crowd. I think that probably I will cancel my free week trial. But later, when it comes somewhere else, which I'm confident it will eventually, I'll probably just binge it, Because I think these networks do have to think about competing with the big ones like the Amazon Primes and the Netflix and the Hulu that has so much content and tends to draw more consumers.
Let me, those are awesome points, Lisa. Let me share some stuff in the chat here. Listeners May says, I pay $10 a month for CBS All Access. I think it's worth it because all the shows like The Big Bang Theory, Young Sheldon, Classic, and the new MacGyver and I Love Lucy. So there's a lot of stuff there that he wants to see. Mark's Pile says it's the future of streaming. The big ones are all going to try and have their own streaming channel. Eventually the market will adjust and will probably pay the same as cable now. Possibly, depending on how much you want to watch. T. Salter says CBS's regular general viewership is not going to be on board with that, meaning All Access. They're mostly there are too many remotes and my tea is cold crowd.
Tom, I love you, man. You're killing it.
I will say it's very true. I think CBS's audience is the oldest probably of all the networks in terms of you look at the demographics.
Yes, you're right.
I think I don't watch any CBS show. That's why I'm also not going to I'm not paying All Access for one show.
Same
well,
here.
I think that's where the networks will have to step up, because if you're counting on network or brand loyalty, you're going to have to create enough content that people want to spend $10 a month just on your network. And I don't know that you can do that with just one show.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's the thing, I guess. Will this one show be enough for people to stay with All Access if that's all they have?
Yeah.
Now, they did get more signups than ever on the premiere night. That's no surprise, obviously, during the pilot. They're hoping to go from 1 million subscribers, I think, to 4 million, it said, is what their hope is with Star Trek Discovery. We'll see what happens. We'll also see if they stick around, I guess, after. They are splitting into 2 half seasons, which is probably pretty smart to try to get people to keep subscribing.
To not just use the free.
Yeah.
Sign up with different email addresses and whatnot. No one would do that. Sorry.
No, none of our chat people.
Come on, lawyer. Don't give them any ideas.
That's dastardly. Don't you dare. I'll find you. No, I don't care. I really don't. Do your thing. Just shh. I never saw you.
Exactly.
All right. So let's switch from Star Trek to the Orville, which is Seth MacFarlane's new sci-fi show over on Fox. So I watched a couple days ago all 3 episodes that are currently out. So it's so I actually have never liked any of Seth MacFarlane's stuff before this. So I was a little weary of this, but I had people tell me well, if you don't like Discovery, give this a shot. So I did. Well, man, I could not believe this is Star Trek basically. This is Star Trek without the Star Trek name. Every ounce of this show to me, from the very opening minute, from the theme song to everything they're doing, the social issues they're tackling, right, is Lisa's giving me, hey, I didn't give you a look when you were talking about Discovery. But I mean, everything about this just feels like Next Gen and Deep Space Nine and all those shows to me. So there's one big difference, and that the humor is very different on this show. That's the one big difference about it. It's obviously a much more comedic take on this, and that's not going to be for everybody. I've already had multiple people tell me they don't like the humor; it's turning them off. I know that's going to happen. I don't know. You know what? I'm actually kind of not. It's not all working, but I'm laughing out loud multiple times per episode. And I mean, for me, the important thing is in the pilot, I cared about all the characters. It was a cool story. It made me feel like a hopeful future they were portraying, and they've already tackled multiple social issues. Episode 3, which is titled About a Girl, you will not get more classic Star Trek than what they did in that episode. And it's done very, very intelligently, I feel, that episode. So I know you guys have not seen all the episodes so far. I think you guys only see the pilot, Lisa and Blair, right?
Yeah.
So Hey, well, let's go over to Lisa because she's gonna have a counter argument to me, and then we'll go back to Blair.
It's not even a counter argument, and it's funny because you and I are total opposites. I really love Seth MacFarlane and all of his animated stuff. Love Family Guy, but at least the first half of the Orville pilot was almost painful and cringy for me. I thought the writing was not good. I mean, the comedic, it just felt like it was trying so hard to be funny. It was like awkward. Like, I feel like the Germans have a word for that discomfort you feel on behalf of other people. You're like, wow, they're embarrassing themselves, and I feel physically like I'm gonna be sick because I'm feeling their discomfort. That being said, it really picked up kind of when the action started. I thought those scenes were really well done. And by the end of it, I thought, you know what? I am going to give this I'm going to watch the second episode. I'm going to give it a shot because, yes, there were times where the humor, not that it was a turnoff, it just wasn't funny. I think I only laughed maybe twice during the whole episode, but yet it sort of redeemed itself. And like you said, you found yourself caring about the characters, and to me, I feel like that's the hallmark of any new show that you're jumping into. There's been shows I've tried to watch where I stop after the first episode because it's just, you don't feel any connection at all. So I think it definitely did that part well, but I'm really hoping that the writing gets a little bit more consistent.
I think, well, I don't know. I mean, if you watch the next couple, tell me what you think, because I think maybe you might appreciate that.
Yeah,
more.
sure thing. We'll be in touch.
Yeah. Before I go to you, Blair, in the chat, Tammy Anderson says, I don't think she's watched yet. She says, so small screen Galaxy Quest? In a way, yes. In a way, it is a little Galaxy Quest.
That's what it looked like. Mm-hmm.
I love Galaxy Quest, by the way. Like, I love that movie. Mark says, Orville is great. Episode 3 is pretty deep. The humor might rub some the wrong way, but boy, episode 3 was really well done. Yeah, man, I cannot agree with you more. Victor doesn't think the humor is taken away from the stories. Lisa, a W918, says, but Trek was so silly. One of my favorite Voyager episodes is when the Doctor and the other EMH are trying to save prototype ship from Romulans. I actually think there was plenty of really funny humor in Star Trek, to be honest with you, in the shows I love. It's not the same kind of humor as Orville at all. But I do think there was some great humor in Star Trek, even from the original ones with Kirk and Spock and McCoy joking around and stuff. I mean, there was humor. All right, let's see here. Well, Blair, what do you think about Orville?
Well, I'm in your camp, Jeff. Like, for me, I like some of Seth MacFarlane's humor. I like it when he live acts, actually, better than the Family Guy type stuff. Family Guy stuff is as toilet humor as you're going to get, and that's fine, and it's got its place. But I actually liked him, like, I think it was 1,000 Ways to Die in the West. I really enjoyed him in that. So I don't mind the humor that he brings to the show. It definitely felt more like Star Trek to me than Discovery, from a past standpoint. Like, it felt like that. But what I was really most impressed by was the fact that he sold me on the fact that he could be a character in that role. Like, you could put him into a Star Trek and I could believe him. Like, I thought he was going to be very, like, I honestly thought his character wasn't going to be as serious as it was. I thought it was going to be jokes, not 24/7. But no, his character takes the role seriously. There are times for humor, at least in the pilot, which I thought, him and the female lead took advantage of.
Adriana Pilecki.
Yeah, and then she took good advantage of that, and I loved the end of the episode, which I wasn't expecting. I thought it had heart when I didn't expect it. I laughed out loud a few times. And it entertained me. And I watched it with my wife, who doesn't like sci-fi, and it entertained her. Like, I can't watch episode 2 because she wants to watch it with me. That's basically the true hallmark of just a good show, for me. And it gets 2 thumbs up for me. I can't wait for the other stuff, but I liked it. I really liked it.
Oh yeah, man! It's easily my favorite new show this season. Like, it's
so far, yeah.
In the chat, Victor says Seth was on Star Trek Enterprise. Oh, I think he's right. I think he did guest star in one episode. Like, so anyway, it's clear to me Seth MacFarlane is obviously a huge Star Trek fan, and he's obviously trying to pay homage to Star Trek. So thank you very much, Mr. MacFarlane. I appreciate that, and he's also had Star Trek people involved, like Brandon Braga, who was TNG and one of the huge in Voyager and Enterprise. He's one of the executive producers. He directed episode 3. One of the actresses from Deep Space Nine is one of the main actresses on this show. They've had other Star Trek. We think there are probably going to be other cameos, I would guess, from past Star Trek actors, I think. Yeah, I know. For me, it's just, I don't know. I feel like this is kind of almost like this. Gene Roddenberry, I feel, would approve of at least the spirit of this show. Yeah, and I like a show with hope, you know, so I'm digging it. And you know what, folks, I actually don't think it's too crazy with the humor. I actually think it's more dramatic than humorous overall. I mean, it is a comedy drama, but they do a lot of dramatic stuff in this show. So I don't think the humor's too crazy. All right, anyway, so there you go, folks. So what's kind of cool though is you got two very different shows, sci-fi shows, this season. So hopefully you probably like one or the other, and if you like both, you're really in great shape. All right, so I'm just looking at the chat if there's anything else. Okay, cool. Thank you for sharing all those thoughts, folks. Thank you guys. Thank you for sharing about Battlestar Galactica. That was very interesting to hear about the origins of that too, Nikki.
Yeah,
definitely.
Very cool.
Yeah. Yep.
Here's hoping both shows stay. I mean, so far the ratings of both were very good at the beginning. Hopefully they'll stay that way. Although I don't even know what they do in terms of online, how they do the ratings on that. I guess it's more about subscribers and stuff, right? All right, let's go to our Geek Tweet number 2. Blair, if you happen to have that up there, you want to share that with people? I know I surprised you. Sorry, sir.
Out of nowhere. I guess it's what movie world did you wish you could live in when you were a kid?
Right in the childhood. Let's go.
Hit you right in the childhoods.
What was that? Was your
heart
exploding?
It was my heart. It was like my little child heart, just like exploding with love for. I wanted to be a mermaid. I wanted to live under the sea. I wanted to be one of Triton's daughters in that awesome little stage show. And you know, it is better down where it's wetter. Okay, so Sebastian had it right. It's better under the sea. Don't make it dirty. Don't make it bad.
Stop saying stuff like that.
It's a song lyric. Don't take my pure.
That's the advertisement for the Swim Up Pet Store bar.
Yes.
Right? Isn't that the motto?
Recall. There it is.
That's brilliant.
Okay.
Great job, Nikki. As we go, Blair, what about you? What's your choice?
Oh, as a kid, Star Wars was my fandom, but as an adult, I look back, I'm like, no, I wouldn't want to live in that world. A lot of people die in that world. It's insane. Oh my God, I don't even know. Maybe like the Never-Ending Story.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I think that gives me a little bit more hope. Like I think that would have been a little bit more enjoyable. But yeah, that's 40-plus-year-old Blair's answer, not the kid answer. Would have been Star Wars, thinking it was the most amazing thing ever, and he would have been dead 10 minutes in. I'm pretty sure.
Not necessarily. There are some peaceful planets that you can safe on. Just hang on a Tatooine where nobody's around in the desert. Be a hermit like Obi-Wan.
Hey man, people died on Tatooine too.
Yeah,
I don't know if you've seen the movies.
No, they did. I know, but if you're like in a cave by yourself, maybe like Obi-Wan, you'll be okay. All right. Anyway, in the chat, Joey says, "I wanted to be friends with She-Ra, Princess of Power," and Lisa was actually just talking about She-Ra before the show with me, so she wants to be She-Ra. Lisa says in the chat, yeah.
I do. Yeah.
Tammy says She-Ra's awesome too. I watched She-Ra, man. Yeah, I love T-Man and She-Ra when I was a kid. Nikki, what movie, when you were a kid, what movie world would you want to live in?
I'm going to have to go with Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh, nice.
I was like, you guys, I was such a rule follower, and I just was like, you guys don't know what you're doing. Like, what? Come on. Like, stop fucking it up for everybody. And just let's go on a tour of the Chocolate Factory. It'd be amazing. So, yeah.
Well, I wish you had a character.
Exact same as a kid, by the way. Exact same.
Really?
Yes. Like I used to get up on a stool in my first grade class and like tell them all how they were fucking up.
Oh yes.
Like,
oh yes.
Oh,
because we would all get in trouble for the sins of one kid, and so I'd get up there and be like, "Come on, guys, let's get this together." Yeah.
Are you an older child?
I'm the oldest.
Oldest. Yeah. Myself also.
So
I think
two,
it might not be a coincidence.
So you two had a ton of friends in school, is what you're saying.
If you call friends minions, yes. Yeah.
You got groove here.
That's my answer too.
Yeah.
So in the chat, Lanier, our buddy Ryan, says, nowadays he would say The Princess Bride. That's a great choice. As a kid, he would say the Transformers cartoon, the original series. Also a great choice. We've got everybody except me, right? We got all you guys? Yeah. I'm going to go. I talk about this movie a lot on the show. I'm going to go with Willow because, man, that movie just enchanted me as a kid. I love the movie so much. And I remember after seeing it in the theaters, like I was just constantly daydreaming about if I was in that world and with Mad Mardigan and Willow and Sorsha, and I still want to live there.
That's cool.
Great.
All right, good. Lisa and I finally agree on something.
We agree on a lot.
We actually agree on lots of stuff. You're right. Mass Effect, lots of stuff.
Yeah. And I did say at the end of it, I did like the Orville, and I'm gonna watch the next episode.
Totally true. You're right. You totally
mission accomplished.
We actually agree on almost everything. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Stop trying to manufacture drama.
Yeah. All right. Sorry. I'm trying to make a cliffhanger.
I keep the ratings
for our season finale.
Yeah, keep it interesting. Got to keep these people coming back, right?
Like,
what's gonna happen next?
Be like, Lisa, I can't stand you, and then cut to black. Yes, that's the season finale.
Yeah. What happens? Find out next week.
All right. In the chat, T. Salter says, yes, Willow. All right, good. I love seeing Willow fans. And Tammy Ender says, you are a great swordsman. Yes. The greatest swordsman in all the land is Mad Mardigan, actually. Whoever lived, or whatever the line is. And Joey Couture says, the world of 1985's legend.
Yes.
Tom Cruise.
Oh, Tom Cruise, so beautiful.
Who's the other guy in that? Is it Tim Curry?
Tim Curry plays the devil.
The devil,
character.
Yeah.
Oh, Lanier says he keeps coming back to the show to watch people pick on Jeff. That is why he does that, actually. He always gives me a hard time in the chat. Thanks. Sir.
We try not to disappoint Lanier.
Yeah.
Now, your positivity life coach is in the house, Jeff.
Oh, that's true. Thank you.
For you.
That's you will negate any shit I get from that.
That's right.
All right, let's go to our last game before getting out of here. This is called UGC, Ultimate Geek Championship. Even better than UFC, folks.
Hadouken. Okay.
You're what?
I'm sorry. I sometimes Hadouken out of nowhere. It's just like an excitement thing. I don't know.
Great. No, it's great. Okay.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Okay. So we got some matchups here. Lisa gave me one of these. The other ones I came up with. So we're gonna pair a couple fictional characters against each other, and we're all gonna decide who would win if they were in a battle. They're in a fight. All right. Ultimate Geek Championship. So I'll actually start with Lisa's. This is a fun one. I like this a lot. So I actually almost want to do both yours, but all right, I'll start with this one. Sam Wees. Yep.
Sam Wees. The asthma version of like, Samwise.
Mr. Frodo.
I can't carry you.
Just puffer. Okay. Now let's go.
Yeah.
All right, so Samwise Ganji versus,
now I'm wheezing.
versus Wicket the Ewok. Samwise Ganges versus Wicket the Ewok. I'm going Wicket all the way. I love Wicket.
First off,
that guy knows how to be sneaky. You know, he can in the forest and he can hits people with a stick and stormtroopers. They don't know where he is. Samwise, I just don't think is very good, to be honest with you. He just like serves Frodo all the time.
Okay, let's just take a step back here.
Okay.
You've read the book Lord of the Rings, correct?
I've gotten through one and a half of them, and then I couldn't make it any further. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry, folks. I watched all the movies. I couldn't make it through the books.
Spoiler alert: in the book, Sam throws the ring into the lava.
Shit,
at the
really?
end. Yeah,
Oh,
Sam
wow.
is the fucking bomb. Don't be talking crap about that guy.
Why is he so whiny and terrible in the movies then?
I don't know, because he basically is a loyal friend to Frodo to get Frodo to this place where Frodo can't do it. Well, Sam's just like, yep, give me that. Boop, done. He's the boss.
But is he whiny? But I mean, is he whiny really?
Here's the thing. I couldn't just stand. He's always saying, Mr. Frodo, Mr. Frodo, Mr. Frodo. And he just keeps saying that, and it just drove me nuts. He's not really whiny. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because Frodo was getting all whacked down on the ring, and Sam could see it. You know, Sam could see. He is a stout-hearted little hobbit, and he could see what the ring was doing. So someone had to keep Frodo on track, and that was Sam for sure. Sam he's tough, man. He's really tough.
He is, but I still find him annoying. And Wicked's just gonna whack him with a staff, and that's gonna be the end of it. Nikki, what do you think?
Based on this conversation, I'm gonna have to go with Samwise as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say based on this conversation, I'm gonna leave. See you guys.
I'm out. Peace.
Oh, no.
In the chat. Oh wow, we got a lot of Sam. Well, wait, sort of.
So many good comments right now.
Sam, because his frying pan is lethal, is what Lisa says. Not this Lisa, at least in the chat. Frodo was a diva in the movie, is what Tammy says. Joey says Sam was Frodo's parole officer.
He was that too. Yep.
And then Tammy says Sam was reduced to a nagging quest wife in the movies.
Well, yeah, in the movies.
See, yeah, maybe in the books, right? Is better, but I just didn't like the way.
He's very subservient in the books too. Like, I don't want to take that away. It's just at the end of the day, when the big thing needed to happen, Sam's the guy that did it.
Yeah. Frodo is wicked as his own man, his own Ewok man. He doesn't. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, all right.
Take shit off nobody.
That's right. Wicked. All right, fine. I'll just take Wicked by myself. Let's go to the next one. Okay, here's a Star Trek one because we talked about Discovery today. Data from Next Generation versus 7 of 9 from Voyager. So we got Android versus the Borg, former Borg. Sorry, if you don't know, folks, if you don't watch Voyager, 7 of 9 was... You want to describe the Borg to folks, Blair?
The Borg is a collective hive mind species that's a hybrid between... mostly mechanical and flesh. They basically go from place to place. They wipe out species and take the organics from them and bring them into their hive mind. They're ruthless. They are unrelenting, and that they are probably, in my opinion, the best bad guy in the Star Trek universe.
Yeah.
So they're like Reapers, Blair?
Yeah, they're very Reaper-like.
Okay, cool.
They are like probably the best villain. I agree. Mark says Data 7 of 9 is a wannabe android. Tammy says 7. She has the cojones to do what needs to be done. Plus, my daughter's named for her. Oh, that's nice.
Oh,
wow,
Nice. That's great.
I don't know how to answer this one. I think if 7's in the Borg, I say 7. But if she's separated, like she's in Voyager, I would say Data, because she's very confused, separated.
T. Salter says Data would win. He already played the Borg and won. He went up against them. He did in First Contact. 7. Lisa says 7 would know where Data's deactivation switch was. It would be over in like 3 seconds. These are all good points. I don't know. This is a tough one. This is a real tough one. I'm gonna go Data. That's the first thing that came to my mind. But I think it's a very tough battle. All right.
I just like Data.
Well, you should. He's amazing.
I don't know,
Data's
right?
amazing.
Yeah. It's not based on an informed opinion, really, so much as I just like him a lot.
I'll take that. That's good enough.
I share that opinion.
Yeah.
I'm Data.
Yeah, nice.
Yep.
Well, Data made the Next Generation for me. He was my favorite character by far.
For a lot of people, he is. Okay, then next one. Hermione Granger versus the Wicked Witch.
Hermione.
Oh.
Hermione.
Oh, a lot of love for Hermione.
No contest. Hermione.
I gotta go Hermione, too.
Because she's gonna cast a spell on the witch?
Her magic kills, dude.
You think her magic is more powerful than the Wicked Witch?
I don't know. Maybe I just have leftover childhood trauma from the witch. I'm scared.
She's scary, right?
She's scary.
She sings well, though.
Yeah.
I guess, do we ever really see the full power of the Wicked Witch, though? Probably not, right? Necessarily.
Yeah.
Not really. I mean,
she's got all those monkeys she can send after her.
Oh my god, Tom's comment wins.
What does he say?
Hermione is waterproof.
Yeah.
I mean, hello,
Kinda
water.
true.
Yeah.
Kind of true.
That's a good point. All right. I'm with you.
Oh, you convinced Nikki.
Yeah. You won me over.
All right.
Good job, Tom.
Good. All right, let's do 2 more real quick. Princess Leia versus Ellen Ripley from Alien.
Oh.
Tough.
I think this is a pretty tough one, actually. I gotta go Leia, though, because I cannot choose Leia. I think Leia always proves she can handle herself. In pretty much
I think
any
it depends
situation.
on the situation.
I mean, she
Is Leia
could
force sensitive? Is she force sensitive Leia or not?
No,
I mean,
I'm going original trilogy
horsepower?
Leia. Original trilogy Leia.
Okay.
But she,
Yeah, I have
but
to go
she's a good shot. She can choke out Jabba the Hutt. I mean, she's proved herself. I mean, of course, Ripley when it gets to Xenomorph, that's very impressive too.
Ripley, I don't know. She's just like, she's really. I'm sorry, Blair. I totally cut you off.
No, I am fence sitting. I mean, I'm as big of a Star Wars fan as you'll ever find, and I love Leia. The character is one of my favorite characters ever, and I still don't know.
In the chat, Joey says Ripley, and Victor says I'm calling this a tie. And Eternal Sky Productions, that's Chaz, says Leia. She's probably had combat training because she grew up as royalty. Thanks, folks. All good points. I'm going Leia. What are you going, Nikki?
I'm Ripley.
Ripley?
Team Ripley. Yeah.
In a coin flip, I'll take Leia.
Leia.
Okay, great.
Yep.
I'll walk that path alone. No problem.
Last one, folks, for Ultimate Geek Championship. Jack Sparrow from the Pirates movies versus
The other guy.
versus the Dread Pirate Roberts from Princess Bride.
Dread Pirate Roberts.
Yeah, I'm going Dread Pirate Roberts
Same.
because he's one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, how can you not? Again, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Pure favoritism.
That was an easy one. Okay, good.
Yeah. Well,
And moving on.
when it's true, it's true.
Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. There you go, folks. That was Ultimate Geek Championship. Okay. So we did one vote for Jack Sparrow from Victor in the chat, and then Tammy says Dread Pirate Roberts.
Victor, if you want to type it in,
defiant.
let us know.
Joey says that's just shady, Jeff. That wasn't even fair. I think it was fair. A lot of people love Jack Sparrow. Although I guess he's not really a good fighter, I suppose, when you think about it. But he somehow always comes out on top by getting drunk and stuff, you know.
It's like lots of hand. Like.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, before we get out of here, huge thanks to Nicki Clyne. Thank you very much for coming on. We had a great time.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It's been really fun.
Before we go though, can you once again tell people anything that you'd like for them to check out online?
Yeah, well, I think if you follow me on Twitter at Nicki Clyne, I try my best to update with new and exciting news, but also check out the web series Personal Space, personalspace.tv. Check out theknifemedia.com and come give me a high five at a convention, and stay tuned for possible comedy events, but right now I'm keeping it low pro till I get better.
All right, awesome. I can't wait to see that. I like high fives too. That's good.
Yeah, high fives are free.
Oh, awesome. Good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Blair, where can they check you out in WhoPod?
Yeah, you can find me at Blair Beveridge on Twitter, at WhoPod for the podcast. WhoPod.podbean.com is the feed for the podcast itself. BasicAdventuring101.com, where I play the Goblin Shaman. And yeah, those are all the things.
All right, on in the chat, oh my god, like a million people chatted at once, so I just lost it. Anyway, Mark's Pilot said she's followed and checking out the Knife Media right now. Okay, good. There you go, Nikki.
Sweet, thank you.
And then Chris Halley says, love you guys as always. Thank you, Chris. Back at you, sir. And everybody in the chat. And are watching in post. Lisa, where can they find you?
Oh, I'm at Social Cosplay, spelled with a K, at both Twitter and Instagram.
All right. Folks, we were at supergeekedup.com. That's where you can find all our shows. And here's our full schedule. Monday nights, we do our gaming stuff. By the way, if you watched last Monday, I said we were not doing Dungeons & Dragons. We actually are doing Dungeons & Dragons this Monday, so you can catch that. And then October 15th, Marks and I go back with DC Action Hour. We talk all the CW shows. Arrow, Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow, Black Lightning, The Flash, all that good stuff. You can join us for that. And this is the season finale of this show. We will be back for more Super Geeked Up in early 2018. So please join us then. And thank you very much. Thank you everybody who watched this past season, or if you watched any of our episodes, we really appreciate it. Thank you again, Nikki, Lisa, Blair, any guest that came on this season, all the guest co-hosts, everybody was awesome. We had a great time. Most importantly, thank you guys for watching. You guys, particularly you guys in the live chat, you really make the show so much more fun. We also appreciate, though, I know it's late, not everybody can watch live, so thank you if you watch at any point whatsoever. And if you subscribe to us on YouTube, thank you. We'll see you soon, folks. So until then, stay geeky, everybody. Bye. Thanks for watching.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.